Hello everyone, it's Ren here. Welcome to Kilkenny Castle today. I think you will see that castle behind me right there. It's a beautiful setting. As you can see, I'm not at home. I'm not in my room. Part of the reason being that my dad is actually visiting. You can't see him, but at the back there, like, he's currently watching some football related videos. I asked him if I could take a 5-minute kind of break to record a video for my audience, because I was still thinking about my audience. Initially I was planning to only release just a post to tell you that I'm not available, but then, like, this kind of setting is it's just so gorgeous that although there are people who are looking at me like, what is he doing talking to a phone? I thought that, in this day and age, that's kind of something that is regarded as pretty normal. But I thought that I would share. It's an idyllic landscape. It's the first time I'm here, and I think it might be the first time I'm here in 15 years, but I'm glad to report it hasn't changed. And luckily we're getting good weather. Let me make sure you get, luckily we're getting good weather. It's far from guaranteed in late October Ireland, and the weather forecast was actually quite gloomy. But it seems like Ireland gave the forecast the lie today. So I wanted to share some thoughts with you about the differences between ENFJ and INFJ, because, that's probably the topic that's been most on my mind today, given that, that I'm spending so much time with my dad. My dad is a pretty textbook ENFJ with very, very prominent FE, very intelligent, but, clearly different from me. And having, it's the first time in years and years that I spent so much time with him. And I have to say that it's, provided me with a lot of insights that might not be as easily accessible if you spend, like an afternoon here, an afternoon there. And the main difference for me that I can see, and that would apply, even to the case of like an ENFJ versus an extroverted INFJ, an INFJ that might occasionally ask themselves whether they might in fact be ENFJ. The main difference that I can see is, an obvious difference is the TI, the introverted judgment side of things is a lot. On average, it's a lot more unconscious in the case of an ENFJ, and as you'll see, that partly explains also the differences in how FE is manifested. My dad has very good NI, I think, but there's something that's very, very recognizable in the way in which he manifests extroverted feeling. It takes a lot of space, and when I say that it takes a lot of space, I mean it in a literal sense, in the sense that it's taking all the space, like there's a big circle of sort of feeling atoms around us that he's constantly checking, and checking with me also to kind of ensure that I'm in tune with it. So whenever there is a certain event, we're on our way to Kilkenny, say, or something unexpected or whatever, like, he immediately has to express whatever distortion is happening and check with me whether I'm okay, check with me whether it's fine, and also in some sense keep track of whether I'm checking on him as well, so it's this constant alertness to any modification of the external emotional realm that surrounds us in any particular situation, just keeping that in check and being very proactive. And I have to say, as an introvert, including as you know, the son of said ENFJ, it can be a lot. It can be a lot because at times you kind of need to, it's just like you're a little bit slower to process the nuances of what you're feeling. And TI comes into play here because TI is a function that allows you to parse, you know, what's accurate to the situation versus what you consider to be inaccurate. So TI is like this analytical sort of parsing of information that gets involved in the delivery of the FE statement. When TI is quite unconscious, the FE statement just comes out raw. And it can also come out very often because it's basically free to do anything it wants. So it's this like very, very continuous stream of FE projection, if you like. And I don't mean projection in a negative sense, it's just how it is. So a lot of the time I just don't know what to say to him, you know. And it's really, really interesting because if I was spending time with an INFJ who's more introverted than me, I might feel like I'm the one doing that. But my ability to do that is conditional on the fact that the other person probably has also very developed TI. So it's all relative to another person. But when you're with an ENFJ, you feel that very much. And I find myself every second time just saying, I don't know, I can't really tell you right now. And he would sometimes answer, are you okay? You know, are you in a bad mood? Did you sleep badly last night? I'm like, no, I'm fine. Just, I'm not like you, you know? And it's been great so far. I don't mean to say that it's not been a good experience, but the difference is very, very obvious, you know? Now there's also ways to account for this in terms of different styles of manifesting FE that can really vary across people, but the FE of the ENFJ is not quite channeled by TI, with the result that it's very quickly all-encompassing, and you don't really have a choice except adapt to it, you know, for the best and for the worst, but luckily for the best. Anyway, I think I'd better go back to him, but I'm glad I was able to share content with you today in keeping with the Sunday tradition. I hope you have a beautiful Sunday, and I look forward to seeing you next week, guys. Don't forget that you can buy my books in the description box below, both less than $10. Appreciate your support. Also, don't forget to buy my Patreon page. Thank you so much to my current Patreon supporters. This has really, really helped me have a certain modicum of independence so I can continue producing videos. Okay? Appreciate you guys. Love you guys. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.